Money's really gone.
Yeah, that's what you think. It's fight, get the money, spend the money, fight.
All that money.
And it's been 2 years.
So is it just his overhead is so high on a day-to-day, month-to-month? Like
I don't even want to talk about it. Like with the lifestyle, that money is gone. Trust me. Now it's like you call him, he'll be at your local host in a nightclub because you need that action right now.
On top of that, it's generally not how they think.
Right.
You know? I mean, look at Floyd. Like, Floyd spends money like it's a tap. Like, he's got a tap. Just like unlimited amount of money. Money's just flowing. And even as much money as he's made in his career, which he's probably made as much, if not more money than any boxer ever, like, there's all these lawsuits. Like, he hasn't been paying things, and he owes money on this and owes money on that. And it's like, and then he's got to come out of retirement.
Yeah, that's tough.
Yeah.
50 Cent is once again speaking about Floyd Mayweather, with his latest comment prompting renewed questions from fans about the boxer's current financial situation.
Yeah, all the money, you got to show that he got $1 million in his backpack. And, you know, he got the latest watch and latest car, and look what I just bought.
And when you get into latest watches and latest cars, you get into that like, boy, that money goes quick.
Yeah.
Bugattis are like $3 million. There's watches that are $3-5 million. That's crazy. So you buy a watch and a car, you're down 10.
Mm-hmm.
That's nuts. That's nuts.
Crazy.
I remember Iran Barkley was talking about that.
According to reports, Floyd Mayweather has taken legal action against Showtime over a staggering $340 million dispute. News of the alleged lawsuit has spread rapidly online, leading to increased scrutiny of Mayweather's business dealings and his long-standing relationship with the network.
$1 billion within his career in earnings, but he's saying he never saw any of it because of what he's alleging to be this like big financial fraud scheme that was perpetrated, he alleges, by his advisor at the time, Al Heyman, and now he's claiming that Heyman got substantial participation and aid from Showtime and former Showtime Sports president Stephen Espinoza. Stephen and Showtime are actually listed as defendants. Al Heyman is not being sued, but he's mentioned in the documents. Now he's saying that, you know, he worked with Al Heyman for over a decade and that funds were misappropriated insanely. He says that a significant portion of his career earnings, to the tune of, I told you guys over 300, but it's exactly $340 million, went missing. And he's saying that that all happened because of this, whatever this partnership that he's claiming was not right between Showtime and Al Heyman. He says that money to this day is still missing and unaccounted for. And he references some of his biggest fights, including the Manny Pacquiao, Conor McGregor.
So why pretend to be Money Mayweather all those years? Like, if you know you wasn't getting all that money. Because one thing Mayweather used to do was brag about how much he was making for fights. Like, you didn't realize it was missing back then. He would post-check.
The story has gained additional momentum because of 50 Cent's connection to Floyd Mayweather. Their relationship has been marked by a long-running public conflict, with both men repeatedly trading remarks and criticism over the years. Because of that history, some fans are wondering whether 50 Cent could use the reported Showtime controversy as another opportunity to mock or challenge his former friend and longtime rival. While the alleged $340 million figure has attracted considerable attention, the exact allegations and the lawsuit's present status have yet to be verified by official court records.
Post $100 million checks after fights. And the fact that he named Manny Pacquiao fight, Conor McGregor, those are fights he claimed to make so much money off. So I'm just saying, you didn't realize the money was missing back then? He
says in this document that to this day that there's still money, I guess, I don't know what he's recouping on the back end that would have still been coming his way to this day, but he's saying that there's still money that is missing and unaccounted for in addition to what would have been his then. To this day. So, yeah, I don't know. His attorney said Floyd is one of boxing's biggest pay-per-view draws. He generated hundreds of millions of dollars in revenue for Showtime. Mr. Mayweather now takes the fight to the courtroom to recover what is rightfully earned.
But is he the one reviewing the contracts? I mean, shouldn't he have a team? He should have had a team.
I'm sure he does.
He got so much business.
Him.
And sometimes I feel like there's a disconnect there where it's like, once you start uncovering all this stuff, you realize it might not just be an alleged Showtime and Al Heyman thing. There's like accountants and
your team,
business managers and financial managers.
Or he could get money per views.
Nicholas Irving has offered a striking claim about Floyd Mayweather's spending habits, suggesting that the retired boxing champion could potentially be burning through as much as $1 million every day. Mayweather has built a reputation for an exceptionally lavish lifestyle, regularly showcasing costly cars, private jets, luxury watches, and high-value properties.
When you got a 40-man entourage, you got other people, and you take everybody out, pay for everything, shopping, the mall, going out to eat, renting out an entire movie theater. Yeah, just to go watch a movie at whatever time he wanted. It was like the theater was closed when we got rolled up to the movie theater, and you know, you got the girls and all. Yeah, and you rent out a whole movie theater for 40, 50 plus people. I bet that bill can rack up.
Irving argues that maintaining such an expensive lifestyle may be putting significant strain on Mayweather's finances. His remarks have brought renewed attention to questions surrounding the boxer's present financial position, particularly whether spending at that level can be sustained despite the enormous fortune he accumulated during his boxing career.
If he's broke, I think you'd have to tell me, like, what is broke? He don't have $0. Floyd still has money, a lot. I just think that maybe the lifestyle and, I don't know, maybe catching up. I mean, I don't know. I've been to a strip club, like, it pulls in money. He's got money coming in. I don't know if he still has, was it the girls' lounge or something like that. But nah, it was, he gets money, I just don't know how much, but I don't pocket watch. But if he is going broke, then it makes sense why he is fighting. I've heard rumors, I've heard the rumors too. I just don't know, like, how, what is...
During a recent appearance on Nightcap, Joe Johnson addressed Floyd Mayweather's decision to continue competing. Sharp pushed back against the idea that Mayweather is broke, pointing instead to the enormous wealth the former champion built throughout his highly successful boxing career.
Name is the value, not anything you could purchase, not anything you could drive. You got 2 hands and 2 feet, and just one of you. You need 1 car. 2, if that. Get your car in a truck. That's it. That's all you need. But he had an image to maintain based on what he created and who he was.
Sharp argued that financial gain may represent only part of the reason Mayweather continues to pursue fights. He believes Floyd could also want to satisfy his competitive instincts, maintain his visibility in the spotlight, and add another significant payday to his earnings.
I'm not sure if he's in financial problems or not, but why would you at this age come out of retirement after not fighting since what, 2017, if I'm not mistaken, something like that?
Yeah, it's been about 8 years.
Yeah, 8 years. Outside of exhibitions, obviously, is to do what he's always said is have a bank robbery with no mask on. So if that's what you're gonna do, there are only 3 fights. Chat, listen to me. There are only 3 fights that Floyd can have that can command and get the kind of money he's looking to recoup for money that may have been lost, or money that may have been stolen, or money he may have spent, to date. For one.
The conversation shifted when the 3 men discussed Mayweather's allegation involving a former associate he had once trusted. According to the claim, that individual was allegedly involved in a scheme that continued for years and resulted in losses of roughly $175 million for Mayweather. The allegation has raised additional questions about.
Mayweather says he reportedly got cleaned out to the tune of $175 million.
What?
Claiming a former close associate ran a year-long scheme that allegedly drained his bank accounts, hijacked real estate deals, pawned off his jewelry, and even made his private jet disappear.
Damn.
According to TMZ, Floyd says roughly $100 million worth of bling has handed over to a Miami jeweler for only $13 million in return. And he said a huge chunk of the collection is still sitting with the dealer. Floyd also says he unknowingly signed paperwork transferring ownership of his Gulfstream jet with a buyer section left blank, and says he still doesn't know where the aircraft money went. Floyd also reportedly has been ordered to pay more than $1 million in child support after a Nevada judge ruled the retired boxer fathered a 4-year-old girl born to a former dancer at his Las Vegas strip club. Floyd also faced a reported $7.3 million IRS lien. Ocho, with the lavish lifestyle that Floyd has built over the years, the jet and entourage non-stop spending, has the lifestyle. Has he created a lifestyle that when he was making $200-400 million a year, he was able to enjoy.
The conversation also examined the lavish lifestyle Mayweather has openly maintained for years. His public image has often featured expensive cars, premium watches, private travel, luxury properties, and a large group of people around him. While this level of spending has become a familiar part of Floyd's persona, keeping that lifestyle going requires enormous amounts of money on a continuous basis.
People say Floyd is broke and this and that. I don't know. I don't know Floyd like that. I don't know the man's finances, and I'm not gonna get up here and say pretend like I do. I just hope, I can hope, that that's not the case.
Yeah, I mean, listen, I'm excited. I'm excited as a fan of Floyd, as a fan of boxing. I look forward to him not fighting exhibition, but having to fight and actually train the way he's always trained that has him 50-0. That has me excited. Is he gonna look like the Floyd we're used to seeing when he fought earlier in his career, when he's in his 20s, when he's in his 30s? Probably not. But
his reflexes are slower.
Yeah, even if his reflexes are a little slower, it gives me a certain excitement. It gives me a certain excitement to know Floyd is coming back to that ring, going back into the ring, and he's going to take a fight very seriously. He's going to train very seriously.
Financial analyst Spencer Cornelia has examined the wealth Mayweather has showcased publicly, raising questions about whether the boxer can continue supporting such an expensive way of life indefinitely. Floyd's image has been strongly connected to costly vehicles, designer watches, private jets, luxury properties, and a large entourage, with each category carrying significant recurring expenses. Even earning hundreds of millions of dollars does not guarantee that the same amount remains available as personal wealth. Taxes, maintenance and operating bills, legal battles, investments, debt, and regular spending can gradually consume a substantial portion of a fortune. That combination is why Mayweather's finances continue to attract so much attention and discussion.
He is running a negative net profit every year. If you view it like a business, he's at a negative 10, I don't know the exact numbers, but we can assume 10 or 20 million per year because he's no longer getting the fight income.
It's absolutely insane. You kind of snuck in a gem there that I don't think people really realize the magnitude that we're at. You just told me that you estimate, and this is, by sources close to Floyd or former managers of Floyd, that he is spending $3 million per month.
I think what's hard for all of us to grasp, and I'm including myself in this, I'm sure you're the same.
Mayweather's public display of affluence has included a fleet reportedly exceeding 100 luxury cars, a large assortment of diamond-encrusted watches, and a Jacob & Company watch valued at approximately $18 million. His assets have also reportedly included several upscale homes, private jets, and luxury yachts. Alongside those purchases, gambling and other major expenditures have contributed to the lavish image that has long surrounded his public persona.
I got about 100 cars, but right here, we like to call this the Sweet 16. Lambo, Ferrari, Lambo, Maybach, a Maybach, whatever you want to call it. If I go on vacation, my fault. When I go on vacation for 30 days, I take 30 watches with me. But you know what? What's crazy is this. If we add 10 more days, I take 10 more watches. But then I say, if I want to bring out the one and only, then I bring out the watch that costs 18 million. Matter of fact, you know what I'm gonna do for you motherfuckers today? I'm gonna go for $50,000 because I ain't got to do. Money made. All money.
The enormous costs associated with Mayweather's lifestyle have sparked increasing questions about what might occur if his spending starts to outpace his earnings. Reports and online claims have alleged that he has parted with properties, cars, and jewelry while also dealing with major tax obligations and other growing financial pressures. Meanwhile, 50 Cent has once again directed attention toward his longtime rival, mocking Mayweather over an alleged $320 million legal dispute. Their lengthy feud has resurfaced in connection with the situation, with the rapper appearing to point back to advice he says he previously gave Floyd. 50 Cent claimed that Mayweather should have let him examine the contracts before moving forward with the agreement. He also brought up Floyd's possible bout with Mike and suggested that a potential showdown involving Terrence, Bud Crawford could provide another significant source of income that at the same time. Social media has continued circulating claims about the size of Mayweather's fortune. One post alleged that his net worth once peaked near $560 million and claimed that over $500 million had been placed into the S&P 500, supposedly producing roughly $39 million each year. The same claim raised the question of how a fortune of that scale could potentially be reduced so dramatically over just a few years.
It was, speculative that he had $500,000 a day splurges.
Yeah.
Is that sustainable? He had multiple business ventures that failed. He had the lifestyle with multiple women and different things like, bro, I get it. But dang, and let this be a message to all athletes. And I'm not trying to rag on Floyd, because I still have so much respect for Floyd. Every time I see Floyd, it's like, he one of the ones.
Yeah.
Because contrary to whatever it is, he's still a great fighter.
Mm-hmm.
But yet, we got to do better with our money.
Yeah.
How? We have to put ourselves on a realistic longevity plan that even though you got the money fast, you can't keep spending it.
For someone like Mayweather, the enormous fortune earned throughout his career can still be difficult to sustain when the cost of maintaining an extravagant lifestyle remains so high.
How do you trust when, and I'm not saying his background, but if you're not used to money, don't have money in our community, who do you trust? How do you trust? How do you go about finding somebody to put you on a budget to do that? Because
that B word right there, budget. Even in the midst of the height of your career, budget. That's not to say that you can't have certain things, budget.
Because a lot of people look at budget as a bad thing.
No.
Like, oh, you broke because you on a budget.
No. Balling on a budget. No, heck no. Budget says to you, okay, when you are getting excessive. Above all, this is what you can spend and what you can't spend. That's not to say even if you do spend what you can't spend, you're going to make it back. Yeah. You can't make it a regular thing of what you can't spend because you got money.
Questions are increasingly being raised about whether Floyd Mayweather is experiencing major financial difficulties. DJ Academics has now spoken about the speculation involving the retired boxing star's fortune, following reports that someone from Mayweather's past connections came forward with paperwork and claims related to his financial situation.
There's this YouTuber named Spencer Cornelia who apparently followed one of the lawsuits where Floyd has filed recently, and Floyd filed a bunch. He sued Showtime for scamming him out of money. He sued, I think, Al Heyman, and I think he sued someone else. And even Business Insider claiming that he's owed money and that in certain cases he was robbed of money. Now, apparently one of these people that were accused by him reached out to this journalist and gave a lot of proof to show how Floyd's finances have been over the years. And they claimed that they knew that Floyd was eventually going to turn on them because Floyd just was spending out of control. I know this is a lot, but I want you guys to take this in. So apparently Floyd starts working with the guy. Now he's suing the guy. He claims that he never knew that this guy was, convicted by the feds back in the day, and it was for some money stuff. Now we're getting proof to say, nigga, you knew he was convicted because you wrote a letter to try to help him get a favorable sentence. So the theory is that Floyd will use the media to make himself look like a victim to get over on.
Given the massive wealth Mayweather built throughout his boxing career, the latest reports about his financial position have surprised a lot of people. DJ Academics weighing in has only intensified the conversation, with fans examining the alleged documents and questioning whether they reveal a genuine financial problem or are simply fueling another wave of online speculation.
To find out, Floyd has such a crazy lifestyle, he's not cash rich anymore, even though he has a lot of assets. So what he would do is he'd be like, yo, take my watches as collateral and give me a loan. And the loan is not to really to pay anything substantial other than to run his lifestyle, which is a lot. So it appears that because Floyd's significant amount of income comes from him boxing and he's been retired, if he doesn't get a fight or some exhibition where he's getting paid a shit ton of money, essentially what ends up happening is that he has assets, but he doesn't have a lot of cash. So when he gets into debt, he'll take out loans against his assets, which might be a watch, might be a plane, might be anything. And that's how he's been trying to survive until he could get the next lick. What's the next lick? Remember, he hasn't set up his business where he's getting like a ton of residual income passively. Most of his licks, quote unquote, are going to come from him being in the ring, which, you know, how much could he still fight at this point?
Chael Sonnen has weighed in on the reports surrounding Floyd Mayweather's finances, giving a straightforward view of the situation. He believes it is possible that Floyd has significantly reduced his wealth because of the massive expense involved in sustaining the lifestyle he has maintained over the years. Expensive cars, luxury timepieces, large properties, private jets, gambling, and numerous other costs have all contributed to the image of a fighter living at an extraordinary level.
Of course he's broke. He's a boxer. Did they say he can't read? That's not to tease him. They say that he can't read. His best friend at the time said that he can't read, and he never denied it. I don't tease him for it. He was a guy who grew up in a boxing channel, right? I mean, it's one of these things. You know what you know. You know what you were taught. I didn't teach him about contracts. I didn't teach him about saving. I didn't teach him about investments. Who would have taught him these things? Of course he's broke. He's a gambling addict. He's got baby mamas all over the... What do you mean is he broke? Of course he's broke. What boxer do you know that isn't broke? What a ridiculous question. But it's the fact that they're attempting to tease him. I mean, first off, they're asking the question. Look, I've told you until I'm blue in the face. The numbers that you hear in boxing simply aren't true. Floyd made $1 billion. No, he didn't. Floyd and Conor made $500 million. No, they didn't. Of course they didn't. Nobody's ever confirmed that. Literally nobody. It's the same thing with boxing pay-per-view. Whatever boxing pay-per-view is the biggest boxing pay-per-view of all time, is just whoever put out the press release and lied more than the person.
The discussion surrounding Mayweather also highlights an important lesson about wealth. Earning a huge amount of money is only part of the equation. Keeping that wealth intact depends on controlled spending, smart investments, and dependable financial management. Without those protections in place, even a massive fortune can face serious pressure over time. In Mayweather's case, the lingering question is whether his lavish lifestyle simply represented the success he earned, or whether sustaining that lifestyle eventually became a major source of financial risk.
I hope it's not true.
I hope it's not true.
Because what Floyd Mayweather has meant to so many athletes, no matter if you boxed or not, it was just always greatness.
Yeah. From
Pretty Boy Floyd to Money Mayweather, it don't matter who he identified himself to be. My question comes at, as I look at his career, I don't want to talk about the earnings because that's not something that I want to point out. I don't even want to talk about the splurging because he gave off this lifestyle that was not realistic for a lot of people to obtain.
Yes.
My question is, why hasn't he ever aligned with a brand? Or let's flip it. Why hasn't a brand ever aligned with him? I'll give you an example.
Yeah.
So when you think about boxing,
okay,
names that come to fruition is, or come to mention is Oscar De La Hoya.
Yep.
Oscar De La Hoya is the face or the owner, creator, CEO of Golden Boy Promotions. Well, Mayweather Promotions, not a lot of people have aligned with that. You got Devin Haney that has spoke bitterness to him. You had Gervonta Davis who spoke bitterness to him. So it's like, hold on. Well, why didn't you get into promotional? You only promote your fights. That's not a scalable.
For even more content, take a look through the other videos available on our channel.